Welcome to Season 3 of the Wrestling Realm Presents Championship Culture. I'm Brandon the Guy, and remember, every belt has a story. Now, as you can tell from today's title card, I wanted to bring some attention to a division that sometimes their belts kind of get, overlooked when it comes to designs. Sometimes the belts are just exactly what they need to be for two competitors to be the top in their division. But in 2024, we got to see TNA shake the game up when it came to wrestling belts. And I had to let you know and give you an in-depth look at some of the details of this very championship. So let's take a look at it first. The red strap is actually unique to TNA Wrestling because back when they had their original Knockouts Tag Team Champions, they put them on a red strap. It made it set apart. It made it look a little different. So when they went back to the TNA logo and they went back to the TNA branding, it was kind of neat to see that they went with both sets of their tag straps being on red straps. The red strap with the silver actually has a old school feel to it, with the NWA television title being one of the first titles that people symbolize with red and silver. And now within this, the black and the logo pops even a little bit more. Just a little bit of color on there makes a big difference. As you can see from the belt, it is a 5-plate belt, and it's unique because it feels like how the belt looks on TV. It draws your eyes to the center, like all the belts do. TNA did something very unique when all their championships, they actually have TNA front and center, and then when you look, you have to see what it is, with World Band at the top, and then Tag Team in the banner right under it, and then Champions at the bottom. No need for a nameplate, no need for a side plate. Whoever has this, you know that they are the world champions for the Tag Team division. The mirror finish gives it a good look when it's on TV. Even now you can see how it's a reflective, that you can see everything in front of me. The uniqueness of the designs, and they did this with the majority of their belts. The border lends for a factor where you could probably put stones in there, or because of the in-depth of the plating, how they etch the plating, it doesn't need stones because how it progresses on TV, it actually shows and gives it a lot more character. So you'll see that a lot of time with belts, they'll have indentations within the plates, and it looks like that's what stones should be. But when you look at it on TV, it's actually really cool. And then when you see it in person, you're like, ooh, do I want to add stones? Do I need stones? Or do I leave it as it is? The black banner draws your eyes to it, especially with the silver still being the champion. Everything about this belt says, I'm the best in that division. And with a belt only being around for a year and a month, as the time was recorded, it actually is very, very eye-appealing and still eye-catching. Even though WWE upgraded theirs tag team championships, this is still a contender for some of the top tag team belts. With the previous version being right there, you can tell TNA said, we're going to scrap this old feeling, but keep certain things that still are our uniqueness for our tag team belts. Within that old one, you can tell what that one was modeled after, but it was just very simple with red impact in the middle, tag team, and it had a 5-plate design. It looked like the center plate was the side plates were an extension of the center plate, similar to how this is. And I love the fact that it looks like the two side plates and even the outermost plates look like they were broken off, like it was one big piece, and it looked like they just snapped it and said, okay, let's make the center plates, snap another piece off, and make the other side plates. It is unique that they do have the Anthem logo on all of their belts to show who their parent company is. And on this version that I had made, I just put a silver tip on it because there's really no good pictures of what the tip looks like, but I can tell there's a tip on the belt. But overall, I think TNA belts, they went with a single layer design. They went with deep etching on all of their belts, and they added just the right amount of color to make you pay attention. The biggest difference between this and the the Knockouts tag belt is that it's a little smaller and more oval, but they look similar in the same vein that they look like they could be anytime the world champion. If you took tag team off of this and just had this could feel like a world title, which I think all tag team belts should do. Every belt has a story, and here's the story behind this TNA Tag Team Championship. When the belts were first introduced, every day running to social media and trying to figure out, okay, which one looks the best, which one looks the best. And it was a toss-up between the X Division and the World Championship. Well, lo and behold, I ordered the X Division, and I don't know if it got lost in translation, but the maker made this. And when I saw it, I said, something about that red and silver. Hint, hint, that's how the wrestling realm tag team belts are, on red and silver. And I was like, man, I love it. Send it to me. So that's how I wound up with this belt. ABC being the first people to hold this variation of it definitely brought eyes to the product when it comes to tag team, especially with the rebranding of TNA. But overall, great belt, great look. Gotta have it. Well, folks, there you have it. I think that this belt is definitely underappreciated. With the Hardys making waves as the current tag team champions and actually going over to do some things in WWE/NXT, I think more eyes will be brought to the championship and more to that division, because as TNA tries to rebuild through this partnership, they try to rebuild and rebrand and get their name out of there. It's always a good way because TNA has had some of the best tag team wrestling matches. They had some of the best Frankenstein tag teams that actually worked out for the best. All I'm going to say is go look at AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. All you got to do is just look at their history. Heck, our current WWE talent, as in Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, was a team put together, and look how well it did in this division. So with that being said, as I say all the time, every belt has a story, and I can't wait to hear yours. Go over to Instagram and follow us at championshipculture_. And don't forget, check out youtube.com/thewrestlingroom. Look for the playlist for Championship Culture. And remember, every belt has a story.